August 13th, 2025 to order. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Vice Chair Blackman. Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Garcia. Commissioner
Present.
Chairman Einhauser, Commissioner Coleman, and Commissioner Forte are absent. Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
The approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Been properly moved and supported. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please indicate by the sign of aye. The next item is approval of minutes.
Move approval.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next item is public comment.
Madam Chair, I'll read the instructions.
Thank
Brian
you.
Peckenbaugh, Public Affairs Director, Detroit Water and Sewage Department. To make a comment, if you are in person, please sign the sign-in sheet. Your name will be called and you can proceed to the microphone. Yep, and there's no one in person. If you are online, please raise your hand by using the raise hand icon on your desktop or mobile device. If you are calling into the meeting by phone, press *9 to raise your hand. If you are online using the Zoom app or on the phone, after your name is called, we will give you permission to unmute. In order to begin speaking, you will have to unmute yourself. To do so, press the unmute button, which is the microphone icon if you're online or using the Zoom app, or *6 if you are calling in. At the beginning of your comment, please share your full name and the community or neighborhood you live, work in, or are representing. The timer will start after your introduction. You will have a limit of 3 minutes to make your comment, and please keep your comments to public comment. This is not an opportunity to request information or data, which can be done through the city website and Legistar. If you're online and make a comment, in order for DWSD staff to follow up with you, we kindly request you complete the comment card link located with the Board of Water Commissioners meeting event or located in the chat. You will only be called upon once. Once the chair closes public comment, there will be no other comments from the public, and all attendees will remain muted for the duration of the meeting. Thank you for your attention.
Mr. Peckenpaugh, is there anyone who's indicated a desire to speak before this committee?
Madam Chair, if we give a call once to those online, we have no one in person, but last call to those online to raise their hand. We have no one with their hand raised.
Thank you very much. Then, so we have no one showing indication they wish to speak before us. We'll close public comment and move on then to communications. Our first item is item 6A, 25-190, receipt of correspondence. Is there a motion?
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving this item, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. This item is item 7. Are there any items from commissioners? Can't believe it. Nothing, huh? Then we'll move on to unfinished business. There is none. The next item is new business, item 2025-194. Is there a motion?
Read the motion, Madam Chair.
We do need the motion before we have a comment. Yes.
1 second.
194.
I have it here. Madam Chair, upon review of, I motion that upon review of the July 28, 2025 bid protest from major contracting regarding Detroit Water and Sewage Department request for bid RFB number 534156-project WS-741 for water systems improvement and review of the original bid submission, bid tabulation, and summary of actions taken by WDSD procurement. The Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Department accepts or rejects the protest and directs the director to act in accordance with this action.
Item. Accepts or rejects based on what we will deliberate over.
Will there be a subsequent motion?
After we have heard the,
Okay, support.
all right, all those, now we will now have the discussion on the item.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Scott McGriff, General Counsel, Chief Compliance Officer, here to present on the bid protest. On July 28th, 2025, the Procurement Division received a bid protest from Major Contracting regarding RFB 534156, which relates to contract WS 741. The complaint from Major Contracting was that the awardee, Lakeshore Contracting, had submitted an unbalanced bid, and that the unbalanced bid violated fair procurement policies and therefore should not have been accepted or should not be considered by the board. Upon receipt of the protest, our procurement manager, Markeisha Welsh, reviewed the documents, reviewed the bid, and the substance, by the way, the substance of the protest is contained within the packet that you have, along with the attachments. So our procurement manager, Markeisha Welsh, reviewed the protest, consulted with the engineering team, and our deputy director, Samuel Smalley, reached a conclusion that there was an unbalanced bid, and is recommending through me to the board that the board uphold the protest, and I'd like to walk you through that. So could we have the next slide, please? This is the first page of the page that was submitted by Major Contracting Group related to their protest, and this is just the first part of it. None of these line items are in dispute, but I wanted to show you that what we've got are line items on the left-hand side, Lakeshore Global's bid in the center, and then Major Contracting Group's bid on the right-hand side. And those are the numbers they submitted. Major Contracting was not the winner. Lakeshore Global was. Next page, please. The next slide, highlighted in yellow, are the line items that Major Contracting says are unbalanced. And an unbalanced bid means that some line items are artificially low, underpriced, and other line items are artificially high, overpriced. And so the bid is not balanced vis-a-vis the work and the quantities that are expected to be performed. The reason that this is important is that based upon the work that gets performed, a contractor may be for some line items and where they feel like more of the work will be, and they give you a low price on the line items where they don't think that there will be actual work. So they're trying to play games with the procurement system. That's what a typical unbalanced bid tries to achieve. We're not ascribing any sort of motives to Lakeshore in this case. We're just presenting the facts for you. So on the board, you'll see the yellow highlighted items showing the contentious underbid items. And then you'll also see some blue highlighted items. And this is where our analysis says the offset, that is the overprice on the unbalanced bid, is contained. So in the yellow highlighted items, you can see price points of $250, roughly, if I can see it from here, yeah, $250 per item compared to, for example, Major's bid where they've got $3,800 per item. But then up above, the line above, you can see $6,100 per item for 375 existing 2-inch water service lines. So there's a disconnect. Both the analysis of procurement and the analysis and then Mr. Deputy Director Smalley confirmed the analysis of procurement and engineering and determined that this was a situation where there was an unbalanced bid. And so based upon these facts, we are recommending that the board uphold the bid protest by Major Contracting and authorize the director to take such action as may be necessary. That's the nature of the bid. That's the nature of the protest. Those are the facts that we have before you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner Davis.
So, General Counsel McGriff, I presume that LGC is aware that a protest has been filed?
Yes, I believe that the procurement manager informed them,
And
but I believe that would be our normal practice.
And I would also presume that they would also have an opportunity, perhaps here or in some other forum, to state their position, to defend.
The procurement department has not received anything from Lakeshore in response to the protest. And this is a public meeting that's been put out there, which
Be on public like any other. Sure,
they could have called in, they could have presented something.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, in light of what has just been brought before us, as well as what was just stated by our general counsel, that the awardee did not respond to any notices to clarify any ambiguity or misunderstanding that may or may have occurred. Madam Chair, that's why I ask, is there a subsequent motion that is necessary or do we, in this motion, because we haven't disposed of this, in this motion, I would just like to suggest that we accept the bid protest as being requested by the director.
Just may I interrupt, Madam Chair? The procedure would be that there would be now a vote. The board would then, the motion that's in front of the board is to
Accept or reject.
you either accept or you accept the bid protest or you reject the bid protest. One of those two. You pick which one you want, the board wants to proceed with.
I accept the bid. Madam Chair, I move to accept the recommendation of the director in accepting the bid protest.
It's been properly moved and supported that we accept the recommendation of the director. Any discussion? Yes, Commissioner Garcia.
Question, as fact is, I guess to you, sir, one is a protest. It's not, they protested something, but it isn't like a grievance or something like that, is it?
Test is where one contractor formally objects to the award of the contract in a procurement situation. There are regulations and rules that they have to follow in order to submit that bid protest. It has to be timely. We have, and it was, in this case, they followed the rules, Major Contracting followed the rules, submitted their bid protest on a timely basis, submitted it to the board. The board is acting within the time frame permitted by the policies and the rules and regulations. But I would like to just emphasize one thing. As part of the bid protest in our presentation and recommendation that we uphold the bid protest, we are.
It's a little long for me. I just want to know, is the issue is that if it's a protest, and would it go to the next point? Would it go into litigation or is it just stops here?
We don't mention that. Anybody can do whatever, but we don't.
I wanted to know because I just said, okay, protest is one thing and.
We respond to the bid protest.
Hey, Brian, can you put the other slide back up with the yellow and I just want you to be clear about.
The prior slide, we're asking if the prior slide be displayed, please.
So
Okay.
this is a line where we're recommending that there's 741 1-inch lead service lines to be replaced. 1-inch line, we think there might be 741 Lakeshore bid $250. You can't even buy the material, labor for $250. Major said 2,700, which is more appropriate for that line item. That one item caused the bid to go down to almost $2 million, which caused Lakeshore to be the low bidder. So clearly, whether it was a mistake, an oversight, or intentional, is of no consequence to us right now. Right now is Major has made a protest that there's an unbalanced bid. We can clearly see that that's the case, and we'll put this back out for bid to have the work rebid. So, okay, yeah.
Any more questions regarding this? Commissioner Davis? Yes, no, that's okay.
Had not major protested. Had not major protested, or let me ask it this way, going forward, do we need to build something internally so that, we can prevent this sort of thing from happening again?
Absolutely. And we've already discussed it. You know, there has to be some accountability on our engineering team for not catching it.
Mhm.
And we're going to put systems in place to make sure that this is reviewed more closely so that we don't have this problem again. Yeah.
Good question, because that's certainly paramount to this whole issue. You had some words to say.
Lastly, when we do that, and I know that General Counsel said without attributing any motives to what occurred, might such a internal control have penalties built into it?
Yes, for not only staff, but for contractors that did this intentionally, there could be a period of disbarment from being able to bid on contracts in the future. And as was mentioned in the bid protest, Major has been affected by this themselves, where they were not disbarred, but their bid was deemed disqualified because of the same action. So we on another contract, and we're going to bring both parties in, and we're going to have a conversation about this activity. Whether it was intentional or a mistake, we've all got to pay closer attention to this issue, because it costs us all money to go through these processes, and it's costing us time to have to go back out and rebid.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Did I hear you say that this happened on another bid as well?
Bid protest, Major admits that this has happened to them, and they honored the process and forfeited the contract. And so they're just.
They were found.
SD?
I've had a conversation with Bill Wolfson, and, over the last 10 or 12 years, unbalanced bids have been an issue. And so we want to, yeah, I think he's deputy director right now of the Great Lakes Water Authority. He was general counsel at the time. And we want to make sure that it's not happening at the Great Lakes Water Authority, and it's not happening here, that we're going to fix the problem.
Madam Chair, if I may, Deputy Director Smalley, Major had previously submitted a bid probably 2 or 3 years ago for a restoration contract of hard surfaces. And in that, staff determined that there was an unbalanced bid as it related to some of the concrete items. If we underestimate or overestimate the quantities of a line item, that opens us up to unbalancing. So we're being mindful of that. And even at the director's office, we will review these bid schedules before they go to procurement.
I think that's critical. This issue of unbalanced bidding should have been caught internally. And since we did not, we're going to build in some internal procedures that would prohibit this from happening in the future. Well, hopefully prohibit it.
Okay, so let me ask you, you mentioned that Major cited that, you mentioned that Major encountered an imbalance previously. What I'm asking, is it with this same contractor from the same contractor that is part of this protest?
That Major had been found guilty of unbalance bidding themselves. Yes.
Just saying that it exists and you want to do a dive as relates to, okay, I get it. Thank you.
Yes. Major submitted a bid that we believed was imbalanced. They were deemed non-responsive on that bid, and the project was awarded to the second low bidder on that. In that instance.
Then what is the
The motion was to,
the motion is to accept the protest that submitted by Major Cement. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. So this will be sent back for rebidding. Do you have any other comments? We're now on to director's comments.
And Madam Chair, thank you for, taking the time out of your busy schedules to come to this special meeting and get this resolved so that we can get it back out to bid.
Yeah, we're happy to respond to our responsibilities in this case. Any additional questions or comments? All right, then I have no comments. Any comments by commissioners? Thank you for coming out this afternoon. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Hearing none, Chair will entertain a motion for adjournment. As adjourned.